Good evening, baseball fans. Welcome to beautiful Ironman Field for Game 2 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals between your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen and the visiting PEI Islanders. I'm Chris Jardine, voice of the Ironmen, alongside the best color man in the business, Jake Dignam. And Jake, to say it's a must-win game for the Ironmen tonight might be an understatement. 8-1 victory for the Islanders in Game 1. The Ironmen looking to counter tonight with Julio Hernandez on the mound and looking to even the series before we have an off day tomorrow. And then we head back over to the island on Sunday for Game 3 and back here Monday night for Game 4. Dig, what are you looking to see from the Ironmen here early in Game 2?
Hey, thanks, Snag, and welcome back, everybody, to a chilly edition here. Cold night at Ironman Park. We'll get into that later on, but for the Ironman, it's going to be pretty simple. It's going back to fundamental baseball. Watching the stream and the guys over there do a great job. Kudos to them. Just a little bit of sloppy baseball by the Ironman last night, and credit to the Islanders, who seemed to come out with a game plan and were able to execute against Jamie Walls.
Yeah, I mean, they are. Listen, here's the thing, right? The Islanders, their resume speaks for itself, but as a friendly reminder, two-time defending New Brunswick Senior Baseball League champions, a month ago were crowned national champions. They finished first in the league in the regular season. And by virtue of that, they get home field advantage in this series. And again, they are a team that I would say they don't do anything overly flashy. I think that's always been the Islanders' motto, right? They, 1 through 9, they're a solid team. All of their pitchers pitch really well. They are just, they are the definition of like a lunch pail team, right? They show up, they clock in, they have a job to do. And part of the thing that the Islanders do really, really, really well is they will make you pay for making mistakes, which we saw here in the semifinal against the Alpines. The Ironmen took advantage of a lot of Alpine's mistakes, turned errors into runs, into better, innings. I think for me tonight, what I'm really looking forward to, first and foremost, is, how does Julio manage the cold weather? We're looking at a temperature that's going to sneak down into the single digits. It's windy. Everyone's wearing sleeves and sweaters. How does he go out and start this game? And then can the Ironman get to Jordan Stevenson quickly? Probably nobody in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League that the Ironmen have seen more over the years than Jordan Stevenson. For me, we've talked so much about how the Ironmen are a middle inning team. I really need to see them jump on the gas early here tonight.
Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of urgency for sure. It's not a game in the middle of July that you can afford to lose. This is the finals, and you can't wait around. I think the Islanders made a statement last night in PEI, and they said, "Hey, we're here, we're ready. We've been here before. We know what it takes," and they kind of set the tone for the series.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's on the Ironman to answer tonight, and I believe back in July at one of those doubleheaders, Chris, I think we had a conversation, and one of us said something to the effect of the league runs through PEI,
Yep.
and that is adamantly true right now.
Yep.
Right?
So we want to thank everybody out there for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be back with first pitch after the national anthem. As we settle in here for game 2, here's a look at the lineup that the Islanders will be sending to the plate. The Islanders as a team hitting .313 with 3 home runs so far in the playoffs. Simon Dubois is playing left field and leading off. Cole McLaren is catching and batting second. Duncan Pickett's the right fielder, is batting third. Nick McPhail is designated hitting tonight and batting fourth. Josh Myers drawing the start at first base tonight, batting fifth. Jack Kraft, the center fielder, batting sixth. Logan McDougall, the second baseman, batting seventh. Tyson McInnes, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Ryan McIsaac, the shortstop, batting ninth. The starter for the Islanders is Jordan Stevenson. A look at the defense tonight for the Ironmen. We do have a change from what we have seen. Andrew Langtang draws a start in left field tonight for the Ironmen. Mike McKay is in center. Zach Austin right. Around the infield, third to first, Logan Walsh, Chris Keating, Charlie Mawson, and Nick Leggett. Jeff Watkin is doing the catching duties tonight, and on the mound is the big import, Julio Hernandez. He comes into the game 2-0 in the playoffs in 3 appearances with a .350 ERA. He's thrown 16 innings. He's faced 75 batters, has allowed 22 hits and 10 runs, and is tasked in this one with trying to will the Ironmen back into this series. Again, the Islanders, by virtue of an 8-1 victory last night in Game 1, have a 1-0 lead. Tomorrow will be an off day in the series. And then, of course, weather pending, we got to say that, we're getting to mid-September. So the schedule from here on out, off day tomorrow, Sunday night in Charlottetown, Monday night back here for Game 4. And then it is 2 games and then an off day. So if the series were to continue past Monday, Tuesday's an off day, Wednesday in the island, Thursday back here, Friday would be an off day. And then if it goes as far as 7, it would be next Saturday night over in Charlottetown. The Islanders fans have traveled well. We got the bells, we got the horns, all the other paraphernalia down the third baseline here tonight. And Simon Dubois is going to step in, having a pretty good playoff so far. He's hitting .308, 4 hits, couple extra base hits. And again, the Islanders got here by virtue of first round bye. Again, they did not obviously have to play in the 4 or 5 series as the first overall seed. And then a quick 4-game sweep of the Fredericton Royals. Dubois is going to step it in here against Julio. And the first pitch of the ball game, and that is a bunt from Dubois. That's going to be foul. So again, trying a little small ball here early on.
And a couple bunts this year have rolled down that third baseline snag, looking like they're going foul and have come back. So not a bad idea by Dubois.
We've seen that a few times this year for sure. Again, the Islanders will get on any way they can. Good evening, everybody watching. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in. So 0-1, and that is hit high in the air in the infield. That is into center field, and Mike McKay will make the play for the first out of the ball game. And again, Dig, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. This is the first NBSBL final game that we have ever had here on the stream. Last time the Ironmen played in the finals was 2018. Didn't have the stream then. And we're coming off of the first series win in stream history, first finals game in team history. So just want to thank everybody out there who watches season in, season out, game in, game out. Want to thank Dig for coming along for the ride here as well. As that pitch to, I believe it's, what do we got? McLaren. McLaren is outside for ball 1. Lots of Max and Mix in the.
Yeah, no, there's a couple M's in the Islander lineup for sure.
And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Josh Humphrey calling the balls and strikes behind the plate tonight. Around the horn, we have Jeff Bryan at first, Kent Walker at second, Brandon Perry over at third. And that is a grounder to third foul. But yeah, first finals game in stream history, Dig. How you feel?
Oh, obviously exciting. Happy that the Ironmen were able to make it this far, and that we haven't got thrown off the air yet. Happy that we're still allowed to broadcast. So
happy belated anniversary shout out to Jeremy coming in from the Facebook chat. That is just outside. And again, testing the limits of the outside of that zone here early. That one was a bit outside. The ball is 1 strike here. The 2-2. 2-2. Yes, that's right. Foul back.
And Snag, I did talk to Julio after the game, and there is 2 different breaking balls, a curveball and a slider. So we were right in thinking that there was different movement.
Good. Okay. It's a couple different grips. See, now listen, That's why you get paid the big bucks, pal. All that reconnaissance.
Just a little bit of investigating,
Any work that you can do that I don't have to do, but still provides quality content here. The 2-2, and that is just inside. As he tried to back one in there. That one looked like it was maybe a slider that just didn't slide. Julio has been fond of that inside slider to righties. So the full count pitch. That is popped up and back and foul out of play. So a good at bat here from McLaren. McLaren in the playoffs hitting 333. He's 3 for 9. All singles. Again, the Islanders 313 as a team. And that is high for ball 4. So the Islanders have their first runner of the game via the free pass. That'll bring Duncan Picketts to the plate. Hitting 353 in the playoffs. Has 5 runs scored, 6 hits. One of those hits being a double.
And just to give him a shout out, had an unbelievable tournament at Nationals.
Yes,
really played really well
did.
for the Islanders.
He sure did. That is just below the bottom of the zone for ball 1.
I don't think we'll see McLaren try to steal second base. Not much of a speedster, and you're going to try to let Picketts, McPhail, and Myers drive in this runner.
Yeah, absolutely. The 1-0, and that is high for ball 2. There it is, a sizable crowd here. We still have people filing in down the line here as people try to navigate the John Street construction. Fresh pave down today, though, Dave.
Unbelievable.
Making progress. The 2-0, and that is hit down the left field line. It's going to stay in play, but it is going to fall foul just short of the wall down there. It hits off the base of the wall right below the honor roll area and bounces way back in. Again, with the lefty hitter up, that was going to be a virtually impossible run for Lantang out there. Yeah, no, good crowd here tonight. Lots of people on both lines. So 2 balls, 1 strike is the count here to Picketts. 1 out in the top of the first inning. That is high for a ball. And again, you can see Julio going to the mouth a lot again, just kind of fighting the grip a little bit here early. Again, it is 12 degrees here at first pitch, but does not feel that warm with the breeze that is blowing in from the outfield. That is outside for ball 4, so back-to-back walks. And the Islanders are in business here in the top of the first. Again, I look out at the flag in center field. The wind is blowing not straight in. It is blowing in off of right field. So all these lefty hitters in the Islanders lineup going to have an awful hard time getting one out of here tonight if they get one in the air, as it is quite breezy. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike.
And it being that time of night, Chris, that it's a little, just as the sun is setting and the wind's blowing, those fly balls, you're going to have to help out each other in the outfield to try to see, because it's going to be very difficult to pick up the ball right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is McPhail at the dish, the 0-1. And that's outside for a ball. McPhail trying to get it going here in the finals. He's 3 for 16 in the playoffs, good for a 188 average. That, and with a couple men on and 1 out here in the top of the first inning as the Islanders are threatening. Base hit away from opening the score, and the Ironmen a ground ball away from possibly getting out of the inning. That is a pretty good pitch on the inner half. I think maybe it might have been up just a bit. Julio doesn't like that call. Nevertheless, 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. And that is hit high and hard to right. That will be back. And again, that ball just dies in the outfield. Goss will make the play. And again, a prime example, Dig, a hard hit ball to right field just hangs up in the breeze long enough that Goss can go back over his left shoulder and make that play.
Yeah, good swing by McPhail. Got out in front of what looked like another breaking ball from Julio. And like you said, the wind blowing straight in there, so Goss able to get underneath that one, and no damage done.
Yep. So now 2 out here for Josh Myers, the first baseman. Hitting 267 in the playoffs, has 2 of the 3 Islanders home runs here in the postseason. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 3 of his 4 hits in the playoffs for extra bases, a couple of homers, and a double. So the Islanders still threatening here with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the first. A couple of walks issued by Hernandez. Here comes the 0-1, and that is in the dirt. Watkin with a block there, keeps it out in front. That'll even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. 2 outs, top of the first inning. Hernandez has the one he wants. He comes set. Long look out to second, and that is a grounder to second. Mollison able to get in front of it, block it, and to throw over to first. So Hernandez issues a couple of walks, but nothing comes around to score. So after a half inning here, it is no score. And the Ironmen coming to bat here in the bottom of the first in Game 2 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Final here from beautiful Ironman Field. It is O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Here's a look at the lineup for Kevin Bowes' Chatham, Miramichi, Ironman. Mike McKay's in the leadoff spot. Chris Keating in the 2. Nick Leggett, Jeff Watkin, and Jake Cook, who's doing the designated hitting tonight in the 5. Logan Walsh is batting 6. Charlie Mollison 7th, which is a flip-flop from what we have seen. Goss moves up from the 9 hole to 8, and Langtang slots in the 9 spot. And the starting pitcher for the Islanders, no stranger to anyone here, is Jordan Stevenson. Stevenson has 1-0 in the playoffs, thrown 5 1/3 innings, has not allowed an earned run, has given up 8 hits, and made 1 start in the series against the Royals. And the veteran who this season eclipsed 50 total victories in his New Brunswick Senior Baseball League career is going to try to will his team to a 2-0 series lead. Again, just a reminder of the defense for the Islanders. It's Dubois in left, Kraft in center, Pickett's in right. Third to first in the infield is McInnes, McIsaac, McDougall. Myers over at first. McLaren's doing the catching. So Mike McKay is going to step in here to lead it off for the Ironmen. McKay in the playoffs hitting .381. 5 runs scored, has 8 hits, a double. Ironman try to get it going here in the bottom of the first. And there's McKay, aggressive. He takes a hack there at the first one, fouls it off at home plate.
Good swing by McKay there. I like the aggressive approach. Try to get ahead here. You know Jordy's going to be around the zone, obviously. Like you said, no surprises. They faced each other multiple times. Now everybody in the lineup.
Won't be many guys in the Ironman lineup that don't have a lot of at-bats against Stevenson. There's a swing and a miss strike, too. Again, especially the guys like McKay, Keating, Leggett, Cook, Watkin. I mean, they must have 20, 30, 40 at-bats worth of experience against Stevenson over the years. 0-2 here to Mike. The pitch. And that is on the, well, that was a little runner there that just missed outside. Very nice 0-2 pitch there from Stevenson, and that runs at 1-2 now. Got the one he wants, comes set. Here it comes. And that is in the dirt. It's a little slider outside for a ball.
And Jordan, obviously the winning pitcher in that gold medal game in Regina earlier this summer.
Yep. The man's accolades speak for himself. Obviously a key part of the 2019 Nationals victory here for the Ironmen as well. The 2-2. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Stevenson blows a fastball by McKay for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. And obviously, Dig, speaking of Nationals, more at play here in this series than the NBSBL crown. Obviously, both of these teams are going to represent at Nationals next year. Chatham as the host. The Islanders will be the team New Brunswick. And obviously, the winner of this series gets first choice in terms of additions of players, which we know is a very obviously it's the game within the game, right? It's this part we don't speak of, but it is an important undertone of the series.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Those choices are so important when it comes to next year's Nationals. So a little bit more to play for than just a league title here.
Absolutely, and that's a slider in there from Stevenson. Evens the count at 1-1. So Keats looking to get it going here in the playoffs. He's 1 for 11, 091. His one hit was a single. He scored 3 runs. That is outside. A little change up there. Again, we know Keats has been battling through some ailments. Two balls, one strike. One out here in the bottom of the first. And that is popped up in foul territory. That is going to stay in play, but it's going to fall harmlessly into the Islanders' bullpen for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Keating with 1 out. So back in we go here. Stevenson with a long look in here for the one he wants for the 2-2. Now he's got it. Rocks and fires. And that is hit hard down the right field line, a foul.
Good swing there by Chris, just out in front of the fastball.
It looked like it might have been a slider, Dig. Maybe something off speed, maybe
maybe
cutter.
Your angle. I don't know. You got a better angle right there.
It definitely had a bit of in on the hands movement. Cutter, maybe. Who knows? Either way, Keith was out in front of it, as you correctly, astutely mentioned. So now we're going to get another 2-2. Claren moves away here, and that is hit off the end of the bat back up the middle. And that'll be a play. 4-3. Keats is retired for the second out of the bottom of the first. So here comes Nick Leggett stepping in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Nick also trying to get it going here, hitting 0.95 in the playoffs. He's 2 for 21. And again, as we kind of alluded to towards the end of the St. John series, the Ironmen, who hit close to 320 in the regular season, hitting 242 in the playoffs. That is a definite key to where they can improve here in this series. And that is hit in the air behind third. That's going to be a tough play. But Dubois is in, he's underneath it, and he makes the play. So Stevenson goes 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first inning. A strikeout, a ground out, and a flyout. So after 1 inning here from Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Ironman no score. The PEI Islanders no score on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Our beautiful back patio is open and dogs are welcome. We even have a special O'Don's Irish Pup menu for your furry friend. Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the second inning here. Zeros across the board so far. The Islanders did have a couple of base runners in the top of the first, as Hernandez allowed a couple of free passes. So now we go to the second. And it's going to be Jack Kraft. Kraft has had a torrid start to the playoffs. He's 6 for 12. Good for a 500 average. He has scored 5 runs. Has a home run. Again, plays a premium center field for the Islanders as well. And he steps in here to lead off the top of the second. That is in there for strike one. So see if Julio, who again after the couple walks looked really sharp to the last couple hitters, see if he has a sharper second inning. And that is fouled back as he tried to come in with the backdoor. As he tried to come backdoor with the slider there. No, Nora, Chatham would still be considered the host. And PEI would represent Team New Brunswick, I believe, is how it still works. And that's fouled off at the plate. Chatham will be called the host regardless of the result of this series. The only thing is, from a technical standpoint, the winner of this series does get first choice in terms of the addition of players. That one's fouled off, and Kraft wore that one on the foot.
Yeah, that one does not feel good.
Looked like it got him on the inside of his back foot. And again, cold night out there, which makes everything hurt just a little bit more, a little bit stingy, right? So,
yeah, regardless of the outcome of this series, Chatham will go as host.
Yes.
And PEI will represent the
it doesn't change the alignment of
the New Brunswick selection.
Yes. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, the first punche of the game for Hernandez. That's the first out here in the top of the second. What was I looking at here? So the current weather is 12, feels like 11.
No shot.
No shot. I mean, it certainly doesn't up here. There's a bounder to third. As McDougal steps in here. McDougal also having a great playoff. 6 for 14. Good for a 429. Has an extra base hit mixed in there. The 0-1. That is high for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike here from Hernandez to McDougal. That is inside for ball 2. Amazing dig that we've made it 4 outs into the ballgame for the Islanders, and I haven't messed up a McDougal, McLaren, McIsaac yet. As anyone who is watching out there, Ironman or Islanders fan alike, knows I will before the game is over.
Oh, yeah, it's just a guarantee.
That's popped up towards third. Logan Walsh is in, and he makes the play right in front of third base. So that's a pop out to 5 for the second out of the inning. I try my best to keep it straight, but when you get deep into the ball game here, we'll definitely have a mix-up.
6 of 9 guys in the lineup with a Mick or a Mac or
Tyson McInnes. Again, we got the Mac squad here towards the bottom of the order. The Mac and Mick, I guess, a mixture of. McInnes 4 for 12 in the playoffs. All 4 hits are singles, hitting .333, 4 runs scored. And that's a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. So Hernandez has looked sharper here in the second inning than he did in the first. Working ahead, which is, as we know with Julio, has to be a key part of the game plan. And that's a liner to short. And Keating will make that one. So a quick inning for Hernandez here in the second as the Islanders go in order. So after an inning and a half, it remains no score as we move to the bottom of the second here on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here. No score, no hits, no errors, no runs. Only base runners were a couple of Islanders who were walked in the top of the first. And it's going to be Watkin, Cook, and Walsh here for the Ironmen in the second. So here comes Jeff Watkin, having a great playoffs for the Ironmen so far. 5 for 12. Has scored 8 runs, which leads the Ironmen. 417 average, couple extra base hits. Great section of the order here. Watkin, Cook, and Walsh, the Ironmen's 3 best hitters in the playoffs so far, all hitting over 400. Stevenson ready to go here in the bottom of the second. And that is just down for a ball. And again, chilly night, wind blowing. Again, still blowing in from right, but we are seeing that flag kind of whip to straight in from center. So the wind kind of swirling a little bit out there. 1-0. And that is hit high and deep to left. That is way out of here, but foul. As Watkin got every piece of that one, but he was just out in front. That's going to do some damage out on John Street.
Good swing by Jeff. He's hitting the ball hard. Yeah, all the signs are there that, you know what I mean, he's going to produce. It's the right time of the year for him to get hot.
Again, right? 417 so far in the playoffs through 6 games. A lot of walks in there as well. So here comes the 1-1. There is a swing and a miss. I think Jeff was thinking off speed there. Got a little handcuff there on the up and in fastball from Stevenson. It's 1-2. And one of the things I've always enjoyed about watching Stevenson pitch is you never really know what he's going to throw. He sequences his pitches so well.
Yep.
And that excellent location that he has just makes it that much more effective. The 1-2. And that is fouled straight back here. So that'll keep it 1-2.
He has such good command of all of his pitches that he sort of wants you guessing when you're up there, so he's able to throw anything he wants at you.
Yep. That's what's helped him be so effective for so long in this league. So another 1-2 on the way here. That is inside for a ball. That'll move it to 2-2. Walking back in here. Stevenson is the one he wants. Got the sign. He comes set. Here it comes. And that is hit in the air to right. And that will hang up in the night sky, and Pickett's will make the play. So Watkin is retired, F9 for the first out of the bottom of the second. That'll bring up Jake Cook. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Dig.
No, I was just going to say a good swing by Jeff, just not the direction you want to hit the ball tonight. Up in the air towards right field is
anything in the air towards right field tonight. You're gonna have to put a charge in it to get it out.
Oh yeah, no cheapies out there tonight.
That's right. So Cook 7 for 17 in the playoffs, 412, 3 runs scored. All 7 of his hits have been singles. That is outside for ball 1.
And a guy who's definitely capable of doing damage. Likes to shoot the gaps, left and right here. Lots of room out in left center if he's able to.
Islanders outfield playing Cook pretty much straight up here. That is, ooh. And we've seen that pitch a couple of times. From up here, inside, outside, that looks like a great pitch. We've seen that a couple times both ways now. Call the ball. Hard to tell, obviously, if it was maybe a little too high, but inside, outside, that looked like a great spot. But nonetheless, it's 2-0. And that is a 2-0 hack from Cook there. He fouls it off. And a great play by somebody down there in the front row. Again, there is a mesh out here that protects the road, so that ball goes up, bounces off the mesh, and comes back. Great play down there by, I think that's Noel down there made that play. In the Ironman hoodie. 2-1. And that is hit down the line to left, and that is going to fall. Oh, wow. That's going to clear the Ironman honor roll foul.
Yeah. Right on top of that pitch, Jake. Just a little bit late, but a good barrel right there.
Yes, absolutely. Somebody can hang on. We'll go to that in a sec. 2-2. Here to Cook. That is in the dirt. I don't believe seeding in the Nationals is a thing. I believe they're just pooled off.
round robin play out of pools.
I believe the pools are. I don't want to say they're random, but I believe they are like a preset thing. Like I don't believe. I don't believe because again, how would you seed teams from across the country against each other? You wouldn't be able to do that.
Unless you use Dan's rankings.
Well, you could use the CABC. What a pitch there, Dig.
Thank you.
As Cook fouls that one up. That's right. You could, if you wanted to use some official rankings of the senior teams all across this great country that we call Canada, head over to CABC Baseball's Facebook page where our man Dan ranks the teams 1 through. Well, I mean, his top 10 is great.
It's unbelievable.
It's fantastic. So Baseball Canada, if you're looking for a ranking system, head on over to CABC Baseball and check it out. Full count pitch here. And that is, I think that actually got Cook on the leg. Either way, it would have been ball 4. So the first runner of the baseball game for the Ironmen. I believe officially that will be a hit by pitch, although the home plate umpire didn't signal it.
No, it didn't say anything, so.
I definitely thought it hit him. Maybe it hit the dirt. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Runner on first.
Technicality only. Either way, it's a free pass, we'll call it. Logan Walsh is going to step in. Talk about a guy that's been hot. 438 in the playoffs, 7 for 16. 4 of his 7 hits have been for extra bases. There's a mighty hack there as Stevenson dangles a slider out there for strike 1. Walsh was definitely looking to make it a 2-0 ball game right there.
Yeah, looking to ambush a first pitch fastball there by Jordy, but the smart
big fan of the ambush, Dig. I love a good ambush hack here, you know. The 0-1. And that is away for a ball. We'll see if the Ironman maybe get something going on the base pass here. Cook's got some speed, maybe a hit and run.
McLaren, a pretty good defensive catcher back there, obviously. Has a good arm, able to throw out runners, so we will see.
And a throw over to first. Yeah, Dartmouth eliminated in the semifinals down in Nova Scotia there, in what a lot of people on the Facebook at least heralded as a big upset. So we will have a new Nova Scotia champion this year.
Well, that Dartmouth Dry team has been unbelievable for so long with the likes.
Talk about a legacy, like a dynasty. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
That is high for a ball. And again, I'll tell you what, people will say upset this, upset that. I think it's good for the health of the league to see the other teams get up to their level. Because, I mean, Dartmouth obviously still has a lot of the same core players. They recruit very well, but to see other teams in that league, step up to the level and they're going to have a new champion, I think that's a good sign for their league. Another throw over to first here.
And Cookie garnering a lot of attention from Jordan Stevenson here, and that's Walshy at the plate. You don't want to be too focused on Cook there because a fastball down the middle, and this could be a 2-0 game real quick.
Hottest guy in the playoffs at the plate for the Ironmen. And that's inside, and that's going to get away. So, again, that'll be a pass ball, I believe we'll call that. Not that our opinion of anything matters. But Dig does have the scorebook here. I can see him writing the PB down. So Cook moves up to second. So the Ironmen with a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight. And now it's a 3-1 count to Walsh. 1 out here, bottom 2. And that is hit hard into left center field. That's going to get down. Cook is going to come around and he will score with ease. Logan Walsh with an RBI single. And the Ironmen draw first blood here tonight. It's 1-0. And again, like you said, Dig, dangerous guy at the plate, right situation. He gets himself in a 3-1 count, gets a middle fastball, and hits another hard hit ball into left field. Logan Walsh, have yourself a playoffs.
Yeah, no, great at bat. The last 2 have been really good from the Ironmen against Jordan Stevenson, making him work here. And like you said, Walsh just got himself into a fastball count, and Jordan doesn't want to put the first 2 guys on base there.
No.
So, you're going to get a strike from him, and you're able to kind of zone up and get himself an RBI here early in the ball game.
Absolutely. Great piece of hitting there. Again, get yourself into a good count. So Mawson steps in here, hitting 143 in the playoffs. Took the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Third baseman playing back here. I wouldn't be surprised if Charlie might try to lay one down.
That's outside for a ball. And I'll tell you what, Charlie handles the bat very, very well. I was going to bring it up when Cookie got on. I said, you know, with Charlie and Logan flip-flopping, that kind of took your hit-and-run situation away. Now, maybe a hit-and-run situation here. Maybe you drop down a bump. With the way Charlie handles the bat, you got options at the very least. There goes the runner, and there was the hit-and-run. And Mollison fouls that off.
Good swing by Charlie and good call by you, Chris. Obviously, the Ironmen wanted to press the issue a little bit here early in the ball game.
And we've seen that, I would say the majority of the time that Kevin puts the hit and run on, it's almost exclusively with Charlie at the plate. Charlie handles the bat really well. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Still a big hole, obviously, on the right side for Mollison to try and pull one through, with Myers having to hold on Walsh over there. And that is high for a ball. Yeah, absolutely. We say it all the time, Nora, right? There's a reason you got to win 4 games. Even good teams can lose 4 in a 7-game stretch. That is down for a ball. That was a very good pitch. Stevenson not a fan of that call. If he thought he had Mollison rung up on strikes, but now that'll run it full. So full count now. I have to assume Logan Walsh will be on the move here.
Yeah, try to stay out of the double play ball.
Try to stay out of a double play for sure. And not going, and that is inside ball 4. So after a absolutely clean first inning, Stevenson has run into some trouble here, and yeah, he's gonna get a visit from his brother here. And again, the second inning has been a bit of a different story here. Obviously, Watkin had a good at bat, ended up flying out. Cook takes a free pass. Walsh works it to 3-1 and then drives in a run. We've had a pass ball, another walk. And now that brings Goss to the plate with runners at first and second here and 1 out. This is actually a really well-timed visit here from J.P. Stevenson.
Yeah, just to give him a little bit of a breather, take a deep breath, hey, reset. And probably to go out there to say, hey, listen, you got the 8-9 guys coming up. Let's get these 2 and start.
And especially after that really close 2-2 pitch being called a ball, right?
Yeah.
Don't let that rattle you. Go get this guy. You got 8-9 up here. And there's a mighty hack there by Goss. Not one to get cheated at the plate.
Oh, sir.
Goss, 3 for 15 in the playoffs. He has a double. He's hitting 200. 2 on and 1 out here. Bottom of the second inning. And that is fouled away, and it's quickly 0-2. The ball comes back out onto the field. So quickly after the visit, Stevenson goes quickly 0-2 to Goss. And here it comes. And that is down for a ball. I want to thank everybody out there. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or on Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in to Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And that is fouled. And look out. Oh, that one hit off the facade of the clubhouse. On-deck hitter Lantang had a chance to make a play there. Off the right hand into the ground. We'll dig up the replay of that and hold it against him later.
Error in the book.
Yeah, that's right. Error in our book anyway.
Yeah, no, for
Absolutely.
sure.
So still 1-2 here to Goss. That is hit high in the air to left. Dubois going to go over, and he's going to make a play there and foul.
Boys.
Overran it a little bit, and then had to come back and make the play. But an out is an out.
And I think that the wind may have had a factor there. That ball looks like it was going out all the way, and then just at the end kind of pushed back into fair territory.
And Andrew Langtang's going to step in here, his first at-bat of the playoffs. Again, this is a situational matchup. Langtang does have good career numbers against Stevenson. And that is fouled off. Again, Langtang obviously plays excellent defense in left field as well. And a healthy hack there at the first one. So 2 on, 2 out here in the bottom of the second. The Ironmen have scored 1 on an RBI single by Logan Walsh, who was out at second. Charlie Mollison's over at first. 0-1 to Langtang here. Stevenson's got the one he wants, and that is outside for a ball. And at the very least, and Dig, I feel like broken record here. The Ironmen have scored, but man, they have made Stevenson throw a lot of pitches here in the second inning.
Yeah, it's really been quality at bats here in the second inning by the Ironman. A lot of pitches thrown. Even the outs have been,
That is outside as he goes around the plate with a slider.
good pitch right there by Stevenson. But, the outs that have been made haven't been first pitch outs. You know what I mean?
And you got a guy who's since the Nationals, he's thrown 5 1/3.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, on one hand, you're like, he's fresh, but on the other hand, it's like, well, how fresh, right? Some guys are a little better when they're pitching regularly. And that is a great pitch for strike 2, and I don't think Langtang liked that call, but that was a dot from Stevenson.
Yeah, not much you can do about a fastball right at the knees on the black.
Yeah, that's right. So 2-2, 2 out here, bottom of the second, as the crowd comes alive here on both sides. That is fouled away by Tanger. That one will land on top of the Islanders' dugout. But again, right, this is kind of what you wanted early in the ballgame if you're the Ironman. Obviously, Stevenson's probably thrown 25 to 30, maybe more pitches. Obviously, we don't keep that detailed of a count, but I have to assume it's around 30 here in this inning. And that is fouled away again. So a great at bat here from Tanger. And I tell you, we're into another one of those Ironman situations, Dig, where you got a chance here for number 9 guy to do something good and turn it back over to the top of the order here.
Yeah, exactly kind of where you want to be. Tang having a great at-bat, and he's just looking to shoot something kind of over the infielders' heads.
Hit a mistake.
Yep. Stay alive till you can get a hittable pitch.
Another 2-2 here. And that is inside and hits him. So the Ironman will take that. So Stevenson fouls a few off, but the hit by pitch will load the bases. That is the third free pass given up by Stevenson in this inning. And now you have the top of the order up with the bases loaded. And it looks like we might get some bullpen action here with the bullpen catcher. Logan Gallant made a sprint down the line, but now has come back. So I thought maybe the Islanders were going to get the bullpen going, but looks like they might have put a pause on that. So here's McKay. And that is hit hard into left center field. That's going to get down. Kraft is going to come across and get it. Walsh is going to score. Molson is going to score. It is a 2-run double for Mike McKay. And the Ironmen have taken the lead. It's 3-0. And again, Dig, we have seen it time and time again. The bottom of the order making things happen and setting up your best hitters. And Mike McKay, first pitch there, he was aggressive back in the first inning on a first pitch. And there he rips that one in the gap for a 2-run double.
Yeah, there you go. That was the hit the Ironmen were looking for. That inning just kind of seemed to keep building and building and building. And now you have a really good hitter in Chris Keating who's trying to get going. And this is a great time to get him going with a single or something here to score 2.
Absolutely. So Keat steps up here now, second and third with 2 out. And that is a changeup on the outside part for a strike.
And it just looked like a slider that kind of got away from Stevenson and came into the Langtang's elbow. And fortunate break for the Ironman.
And again, that's just, Tanger in that situation, right? He gets down 0-2, takes a couple, fouls a couple off. And now we are going to get some action in the bullpen here. And that is on the outside part for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. The Ironmen have scored 3 here in the inning, still threatening with runners at second and third for Chris Keating. Here comes the pitch, and that is high for a ball. Again, this has been a bit of a crooked inning for Stevenson. Cook reaches on a free pass. Takes second on a pass ball. Walsh drives him in. Molson with a walk. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Stevenson gets out of it. But the Ironmen do some damage as they send 7 men to the plate in the inning. And they score 3 runs. An RBI single by Logan Walsh and a 2-run double from Mike McKay. And after 2 complete innings, it is your Chatham Miramichi on Ironmen 3. The PEI Islanders, no score. Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub.
Did you know we have happy hours 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, o'donohues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donohue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the third inning. It's going to be 9 and then 1-2. So Ryan McIsaac's going to lead it off here. First time we've seen him tonight. Hitting 267 in the playoffs so far. 4 hits, all singles, 3 runs scored. Hernandez back out here. That is high for ball 1. So the Ironmen score 3 on a couple hits and 3 free passes in the bottom of the second. And that is inside for a ball. That's a pretty good pitch right there. But again, we've seen that pitch to lefties, both sides, has been called a ball so far. That is on the outside part for a strike. And Dig and I were talking between the inning here. Not often you see the Ironman with the lead after 2 innings.
No, definitely definitely an anomaly here at Ironman Park this year.
Yep. So Hernandez pitching with a 3-run lead here, and that is fouled back. Again, the Ironmen, we've said it. I hate to be a broken record here, but we have talked so much this summer about their abilities to win games in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. Now tonight we talked about it before the game. Hot start, big start, get to Stevenson early. He must have threw 35, 40 pitches in that inning. That is outside for a ball. That'll run at full 3-2. So now you got to go back out here with the 9-1-2 coming up for the Islanders. You need a 0.
This inning is about as important as putting any runs up are. Throwing a 0 out here, kind of keeping the momentum in your dugout. And it starts right here with the first hitter.
And that is ball 4. So the third walk of the ball game for Hernandez. And that'll turn it back over to the top of the order. And Simon Dubois.
This
walked
would be
his first time.
Really good opportunity here for the Islanders to play the hit and run. He handles the bat very well.
Yes.
Or, a sack bunt here, and the guy does fly, so it could just be for a hit.
Yeah, absolutely. That is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. And that is where the strikes have been to left-handed hitters, right? Again, every umpire has a different cadence, a different zone that they like. Humphrey's been allowing pitchers to live on that outside corner to lefties. The 0-1. And that's a backdoor slider, a great one there for Julio. And now it's 0-2.
And that pitch allows you to do a lot. Fastball up, you can go slider in here.
Yeah. I think I'd like to see a fastball at the letters here. No, he goes slider again, and that's going to be a broken bat piece into left. And again, just catching a little too much of the plate there, 0-2. And Dubois, who, as you alluded to, Dig, handles the bat very well. Dumps an 0-2 pitch into left field for a base hit off the end of the bat. And now the Islanders are cooking here, just like they were in the first, with a couple guys on here. This situation now, Cole McLaren up here with nobody out. Just to update, nobody actually throwing down in the Islanders bullpen. There's a few guys down there standing around. That's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Few guys standing down in the bullpen, nobody throwing. So just kind of seeing where this inning might take them a bit here. Again, obviously the chess game is afoot. And that is a grounder to third, foul, and Julio quickly up again here to another batter, 0-2.
You just got to make a better 0-2 pitch right here. The last one, like you had said to Dubois, just a little bit too much of the plate. So if it's a slider, get it way out here.
Yeah.
Obviously hoping to get a ground ball and turn the double play. A lot of speed at the top of this lineup. So if you're going to turn one, McLaren is the guy that you're going to want to turn.
And that is dumped into right field. But that'll be for Goss. They are going to tag. And a great throw from Goss. And he's going to be out by 10 feet at third base. A heck of a throw from Zach Goss in right field. And a great play from Logan Walsh. And that throw was there in plenty of time. Walsh having to go over and make a play again. A great slide over there. I believe that was McInnes sliding into third. Had a great slide as he slid away from the base. No, that was who was the number 9 hitter?
McIsaac.
See, I knew I'd do it. Either way, that is a 9-5 double play. And now, instead of having 2 on and 1 out, it's 1 on and 2 out.
And Dubois is going to want to run here. Has the speed to take the bag. And after that, the Islanders probably going to want to try to get another guy into scoring position. So I wouldn't be surprised here on this pitch if Dubois is running.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get time called here at the plate. Again, it's Hernandez long hold there, just trying to see if he could get Dubois to commit maybe one way or the other. So the Islanders with a walk and then a base hit and then a 9-5 double play. And again, I'll tell you what, there was a similar play in the ballgame on the island last night. Fly ball to right field where Goss came up with the throw. Logan Walsh, it's kind of short hop, skipped
hopped
him,
over him.
and that ball hopped away and actually allowed a run to score. That's popped foul. So again, you have a similar situation in the game tonight, right? That situation last night, almost identical. Fly ball to right, Goss comes up throwing. Now, obviously, tonight, Goss with an absolute strike. Walsh has to go a little bit to his right and make the play, but has plenty of time to get back.
And if you're Kevin Bowes, you're glad that Zach Goss has the confidence to try to make that throw again after, a mistake or a mishap last night, right?
Yeah. And there's yes, he did. He absolutely did. Tried to pull it back, but that was way too late. He offers at it. So, again, Pickett's trying maybe to little surprise bunt there. Either way, that's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2-2, 2 out here in the top of the third. Hernandez has the one he wants, and he comes set. Here comes the pitch. Dubois running, and that is not able to be handled by Watkin. So that'll be a stolen base, and it will run the count full. So the Islanders now have a runner at second. Full count, 2 out. See how aggressive Hernandez is to Pickett's here. Now that first base is open and available. Calls from the building beneath me here to strike him out. What an idea. Hernandez is the one he wants. Comes set now. Here comes the pitch. And that is, and there, and we're going to check it, and Pickett's held up. So again, Hernandez goes with something in the dirt. Pickett's thought about it, but able to hold up. So now that'll continue this inning. So now the Islanders once again have 2 men on, and it's going to be Nick McPhail.
McPhail blew out to Zach Goss in the first inning. Hard hit ball.
That's right. So the Islanders continue to threaten here in the top of the third as they now have 2 on again, this time now with 2 out. And McPhail, 0 for 1. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Again, the Islanders threatened in the first, went 1-2-3 in the second, and have had all kinds of guys on here. The only 2 outs being recorded on a 9-5 double play. And McIsaac tried to tag up and go to third on a fly out to Zach Goss. Ball is down, evens the count at 1-1. One ball, one strike. 2 out here in the top of the third. Ironmen lead 3-0. Here comes the pitch. And that is a foul tip into the glove for strike 2. And I'll tell you, Dubois getting some very aggressive leads out there at second base. And we saw the Ironmen not afraid to put a play on at second base if they think they can catch a guy leaning. Saw it here in Game 3 of the Alpine Series. And a throw to second, and that's going to bounce off. And now Dubois is going to lead late, and they're going to get it back into second. So again, to reference last night watching the stream, and a big shout out to Chuck Grady, who does an amazing job with the
yeah, he really does.
Islanders
Chuck,
streams.
well done.
They tried that design play last night, and it ended up in center field as well.
Yeah.
And then again, a play there where it ends up in center field. So that allows Dubois to advance to third on the E1. So now runners at the corners, but Julio 1 strike away from getting out of it. Has the one he wants, rocks and fires. That is looped into left, and Walsh is going to make the play over at third. So the Islanders threaten, but they come away with nothing. 2.5 innings in the books. It is Chatham Miramichi on Ironman 3. The Islanders no score here in Game 2 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals. Brought to you by O'Donoghue Irish Pub. So we go to the bottom of the third here. 3-0 Ironman lead. The Islanders threatened in the top of the third, but came away with nothing. Again, had a couple situations with runners on first and second. A great 9-5 double play as Zach Goss makes a big league throw to double up the runner at third. Now we go to the bottom of the third, and it's Nick Leggett. That's a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. A game of momentum, that's for sure. Big crowd, lots of electricity in the building here tonight. There's a swing and a miss. Nick tried to hold up, but he's unable to. And leaving the count at 1-1. Leggett, Watkin, and Cook here in the bottom of the third for the Ironmen. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Nick, the only hitter that didn't make it to the plate in the 3-run second inning. 0 for 1 in the ball game. Here comes the 1-2. And there is a looper into center. That's going to be a long run for Kraft, but he's going to get there and make the play. Nick is retired F8 for the first out of the bottom of the third.
And a good swing there by Nick. Shoot the ball back up the middle. Obviously, Kraft, covers so much
a lot of
ground
ground.
outside.
Absolutely. That's one thing, the Islanders, all 3 of their outfielders, speedy dudes, cover a lot of ground out there, right? You're really going to have to pound one into the gap here for it to get down. And Watkins going to jump in here, let off the second inning. An inning in which the Ironmen scored 3 runs. There's a check swing. That one's down. So ball one here to Watkin. One out here in the bottom of the third inning. And that is inside. Look out. Watkin gets out of the way of that one. Waiting for somebody in the crowd to yell, "Wear that." You know somebody did, and we just didn't hear it, Dig. Come on. You know somebody did. I bet the house on it.
I bet there's a couple guys in that Ironman dugout that probably said
Yeah,
wear
so
it too.
100%. So 2-0 here. We'll see how healthy of a hack Watkins willing to take here if he gets a fastball middle in. And that ball is stung into left field for a base hit. And that ball eats up Dubois a little bit out there, but able to get in front of it. And again, we talked about this in the Alpine series as well. It's cold. We're going to start seeing the ball skip a little bit in the outfield.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And Dubois almost got beat on one there as he was kind of coming into that, and that ball kind of skipped, went back, but a great job to get his body in front of it and keep the ball in front of him and keep Watkins from picking up an extra base. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the game continues. So Watkins over at first with a single, and here's Cook. Cook with a free pass. We weren't sure if it was a hit by pitch or walk, but either way, it was a free pass his first time up, and he takes strike one there. Cook took a free pass, advanced to second on a pass ball, and scored on Logan Walsh's RBI single for the first run of the ball game. 0-1 here, one out, bottom of the third. That is on the outside part of the plate for strike two. We are starting to see some activity now in the Islanders bullpen. All wearing coats and stuff down there, so a hard time seeing who exactly it might be, but definitely seeing some pitches being thrown here in the third inning. There's a swing and a miss, strike three. So Cook goes down on 3 pitches for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Logan Walsh. RBI single his first time up, his 8th hit of the playoffs. Moving him up to 8 for 16 now. He also came around and scored his 6th run of the playoffs on the 2-run double by Mike McKay. So 2 out, Watkin over at first. And there's a check swing foul ball towards the Ironman dugout. Great hands over there by somebody. Tyrell, it looks like. Great hands by Tyrell over there. Man in the bucket just by the gate there. See everything here, folks. Don't you worry. So 0-1 here. There's a mighty hack by Walsh there. Swings through that one, and it's 0-2. So 2 outs, 2 strikes here. Bottom of the third. Ironman with a 3-0 lead. Jeff Watkins over at first. After a base hit, Ironman's 3rd hit of the ball game. 0-2. Watkins going. That one is outside, and that is going to be a good throw down there, and they're going to get him. And that's going to end the inning. So Watkins takes off there and is thrown out stealing or attempting to steal. So that'll end the inning. So 3 complete in the books here from Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Ironman 3. The Islanders no score here in Game 2 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals on Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donohue's Irish Pub.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Come by and try one of our new menu favorites, the tot of the morning to you. Mayo, lettuce, tomato, egg, bacon, cheese, and 2 tater tot rings, all on a brioche bun served with home fries. How can you pass that up? We have brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until noon. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the fourth. It's going to be Myers to lead it off. The Islanders. Whatever action was going on in the Islanders bullpen, it has ceased. So Myers steps in here against Hernandez. And that is hit high in the air to right. Very high. The wind playing havoc with that one. And Goss gets under it and makes the play. So that is a high F9 to start the inning.
Exactly what you wanted. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That is, could not ask for a better recipe there for Hernandez. Again, Hernandez has sandwiched a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of battles, couple of walks in the first, had a walk in the third, allowed a hit. There's a liner to second. Maulson back, plays it on a hop, and 2 pitches, 2 outs. Just what the doctor ordered here to start an inning. And I'll tell you what, and again, not trying to jinx anything, but we've seen, the couple of starts Julio had against the Alpines, we've seen a lot of times where he gets a couple of quick outs, and then the Alpines were kind of able to throw a little 2-out rally together, maybe not necessarily push across the run, but make them work.
Yeah.
This would be critical here for Hernandez to get out of this 1-2-3 to get the Ironmen through 4 innings.
Well, especially because you're getting a free strike here.
Oh, and then up and in, like right on cue, up and in, takes a piece of
Logan McDougall.
I was going to say, I thought it was McDougall. I've only seen the Islanders, I think, once. I think the other time they were here, I was off. There was that Thursday night game. We'll get it as the series goes on here, folks. We'll know everybody by name, know their parents' names, where they work on the island. So McKinnis steps in here now with 2 out. That's in there for strike 1. So 4 pitches into this inning. It's been fly out, ground out, bean ball, and then a curveball strike to McKinnis. Here comes the 0-1, and that is just below the zone for a ball. And I will say Humphrey's strike zone has been very consistent. He's not really kind of stingy on the low, stingy on the inside, but those outside corners, he loves it. And again, if you're a pitcher, and again, that's another pitch just below the zone. And it's been I will say he has been very, very even for both.
Yeah, no, he has established the zone, and he hasn't really moved it a whole lot tonight, so kudos to him.
Yeah, he's seeing the ball well from behind the plate tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that is popped up in foul, and that there's going to be a lot of room there. Maulson calls for it, and that'll get out of the inning. So a 7-pitch inning for Hernandez, and halfway home here at Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi on Ironman 3, the PEI Islanders, no score. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Here it's going to be Logan Walsh leading off. Again, as Watkin was thrown out stealing to end the inning. Ironman lead 3-zip here, bot 4. The first pitch from Stevenson's a change up on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Jordan back out for his 4th inning of work here. It's going to be Walsh, Maulson, and Goss, some guys who did some damage back in the 2nd inning. The 0-1. And there's a hard hit ball towards third. Guinness up with it. Strong throw across, and that'll be the first out of the bottom of the fourth inning. 5-3 on the putout. That'll bring up Charlie. Charlie scored the Ironmen's third run of the second inning. Again, scored on the along with Logan Walsh on the Mike McKay double. Walsh, Goss, Lantang here to try to set up the top of the order in the bottom of the fourth. And there's a first pitch swing by Mollison, popped up in the infield. And that'll be caught. So a quick couple outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Much like the Alpines, Jumpins. Much like the Islanders in the top of the fourth. 2 quick outs. 3 pitches in Stevenson's case. That'll bring up Goss. Goss's biggest contribution to this game so far, a absolute cannon from right field to complete a 9-5 double play back in the third. That's in the dirt, and that was a pivotal play because up that till that point, the Islanders had runners on first and second with nobody out. They fly ball to right field, and Goss made a great throw to third for a double play, which the Islanders tried to continue to mount the rally, but eventually, as they have in all of the first 4 innings, they come away with a 0. And there is a ball hit high in the air, and that's going to be out of play. Out onto the street. Oh, that fresh pave. That fresh John Street pave wearing a ball out there. If you are a Miramichi City Public Works or the subcontractor who was responsible for that, there is probably a dent out in that new cold roll out here on John Street. Be right behind the third base dugout. Want to come patch that up tomorrow. The 1-1. That is a tried to go backdoor with the slider there. Hung that one just a little too far out. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Goss. 2 out, bottom of the fourth. Here it comes. And that is hit off the end of the bat towards the hole. That's going to get through. So Goss sticks the bat out and will keep this inning alive with a single to right field.
And it almost looked like Josh Myers over at first base made a slip trying to dive for that ball and wasn't able to kind of get the launch he needed to get over to it.
Big frame over there. So that'll bring Tang to the dish. Tang had a good at bat his first time, got down to 2 strikes, fouled a couple off, worked it to 2-2, and eventually was hit by a pitch, which allowed the inning to continue. And then we all know what happened next is Mike McKay had a first pitch double. Tang squares around a bunt, and he pulls it back and takes a strike on the outside corner. And Tang, no stranger to laying one down. Both corners well back here. Pull one out towards the second baseman if you're going to do it. And he tries to dump one down to third there, but that's 0-2 now. Exact same position Tang was in his first time. Again, fouled a couple tough ones off, took a couple of pitches, and eventually was drilled on the 8th pitch of the at-bat. 2 strikes, 2 out. Goss over at first after a 2-out single. That's outside.
And you know what, Snag, if you asked him right now if he'd wear another one to go down to first base, I bet he'd tell you yes.
He would. I'd be in the same situation. So 1-2. Tang in a battle. And there's a number out towards short. And that's going to be up with it. And I think he was in there. They tried to go the short way, but Goss, who runs well, and again, a little bit of a nonchalant flip there, and that's going to be safe out at second.
And that's a really good effort by Zach Goss there, not taking anything for granted. That ball wasn't hit particularly hard, and he's able to use the feet to be able to save one here. And Mike McKay's back up with a chance to do more damage here.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a pretty slow ground ball to McIsaac. He, just kind of moved over and got in front of it in a little flip, but Goss running hard, 2 outs, running on contact. So now turns it back over to the top of the order for Mike McKay. And there's a foul ball at the dishes. McKay ambushing Stevenson yet again. Again, McKay has probably the biggest hit in this ball game to date. A 2-run double back in the bottom of the second, which made it a 3-0 ball game, the score that we are currently at. Runners at first and second here. And that is foul. Another check swing foul. Tyrell unable to come up with that one. As I talked him up being a good hands bucket guy earlier. Didn't make a play there.
That one had a little bit too much smoke on it for
yeah,
Tyrell.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. But, you got to make a play there. If you're going to be the bucket guy, you got to protect the guys over there. So 0-2 here. 2 out, 2 on. McKay at the dish. And there's a swing and a miss as Stevenson goes up with the fastball. So the Ironmen threaten a little bit and come away with nothing. So after 4 complete innings here, it is your Chatham Miramichi on Ironmen 3. The PEI Islanders no score on O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Ironman Baseball Live. It is the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals, Game 2.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you are looking for a space to host an event, our upstairs area has seating for 40 for your grad party, baby shower, business meeting, or private party. What better way to host than in a Miramichi historic landmark with awesome food and drink? Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the 5th. 4 innings in the books here. A little bit of a recap. The Islanders, no runs on 1 hit. The Ironmen have 3 runs on 4 hits. Neither team has committed a error. All 3 runs for the Ironmen were scored in the bottom of the second inning. Logan Walsh with an RBI single. Mike McKay with a 2-run double. Here we are. 9-1-2 here as Ryan McIsaac steps in for the Islanders. There's a foul tip into the glove for strike 1.
Such an important note to get here, Chris, the 9-hole hitter in the Alpines lineup. McIsaac, keep the speed off the base pass, and it just allows you to face Dubois, McLaren, and Pickett's with as few runners on base as possible.
Oh, absolutely, yep. Absolutely. And that is just outside for a ball. And again, for Hernandez, he's allowed a hit, but he has also allowed giving up 3 walks and a hit by pitch. So has allowed, definitely had some traffic. Again, the Islanders have had traffic in every inning except the second. And there is a number out to short. Keats is going to stay back, and that one takes a big hop. That is the risk you run here at Ironman Field. When that ball gets out towards the latter part of the grass and the early part of the dirt, it is hard. Again, it's the fall. We're not getting the same loose ground that we've seen, and that one takes a massive skip over Chris Keating's head. Again, obviously, you're doing the right thing there, right? You're trying to stay back and play the big hop, but in that situation, the big hop, a little too big for number 8.
Even if you try to go get that ball, I think it's going to hop right at you.
It's a tough play.
He runs well, so.
Yeah. Absolutely tough play. That's outside for a ball. Here's Dubois. So now you've turned it over with nobody out and 1 on. Dubois had a base hit his last time up as he took an 0-2 pitch into left field for a single. Islanders looking to get back in the ball game here. That's on the outside part of the plate for a strike.
And Dubois runs too well. Going to have to be a ball hit pretty hard right at somebody if you're going to try to get 2
Absolutely, yep. Lots of speed here with number 44.
You're the Ironman in the middle here. You want to make sure you get this first one. McIsaac gets second.
Yep. There's a mighty hack from Dubois there. And again, I will say, just having a quick look out at the Canadian flag in center field, it does appear as though the wind has calmed for the moment. not blowing as ferociously as it was earlier in the ball game. And that's high and away for a ball. Again, Dubois handles the bat really well. Very, very tough two-strike hitter. Made a lot of really good impressions in his first year in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. I know first time we seen him here, he was batting ninth. I remember having a few chats with the guys out of the game. He had a great day at the plate. I think he had 4 hits over the course of the doubleheader. There's a number back out. Hernandez is going to go to second anyway. So they will get the lead runner. So Dubois reaches on a fielder's choice, 1-6. McIsaac is retired, and it will replace a runner at first.
Good play by Julio. Step and throw. Make sure the out at second base. You're never getting Dubois on the back end of that one. So.
No. Again, right, that's one of those situations. Obviously, big chopper, your goal there. You got to get one, right?
Yep,
Got to
absolutely.
get one.
And right here, I wouldn't be surprised if Dubois is off running here.
That is on the inside part of the plate for strike one to McLaren. And Dubois, speedy base runner. See if maybe the Islanders try a hit and run here with McLaren. McLaren already in the box. Stevenson was still flashing signs down there at third, so not worried about a potential hit and run. McLaren knows his job here. Now he's going to have a look over. Dubois with a reasonable lead. Now he takes another step. Not going, and that is nubbed foul. And nice hands over there at the Islanders dugout. Draw a few rings of the bell. One ball, 2 strikes here. 1 out, top of the 5th. Again, same situation here. Ball on the ground, try to get an out. If you're the Ironman. Dubois takes another little step there. He's out about to the cutout. Not going. And that is in the dirt. And Watkin able to pick that one up. Dubois goes anyway. Now he slides and hits that ball into center. And that will allow him to go to third. So again, that will be a wild pitch allowing Dubois to advance. And that will be an error that allows him to advance to third. Again, Jeff does a great job to block it there. But unfortunately, that ball gets far enough away. Dubois ran well enough, and then the ball was into his feet, which goes into center. So, again, that will be E2.
Jeff, very strong arm behind the dish, but Dubois got such a good break on that ball.
He read it
broke
really,
right
really
away
well.
as soon as he saw it was in the dirt.
2-2. There's a number towards the hole, and that'll get through, and the Islanders are on the board. So, again, the Ironmen, who made plenty of mistakes over on the island last night, and we talked about it earlier, Jake. If you make mistakes to this team, they will make you pay. And the Islanders turn a mistake into their first run of the ballgame. 1 pitch later, it's 3-1.
Yeah, good at bat by McLaren there. Just kind of pokes one through the 5-6 hole. And credit to Dubois. Obviously, his foot speed kind of made that happen.
Yep, absolutely. And now the inning continues as Pickett's is up here. Runner at first with 1 out. And that is hit high in the air. That's going to be a tough play. And nobody's there. And that one falls in. So that's just a bleeder that falls in there. Any way you can, that's going to be a single. Line drive in the scorebook, as they say. And that's going to draw a visit here from catcher Jeff Watkin.
Yeah, unfortunate. Julio made a good pitch. He got Pickett's to pop it up, but just kind of out into no man's land. And
well, I mean, that situation, right, you're kind of guarding against the doubles. You know, McKay's playing pretty deep in center, obviously respecting Pickett's power and trying to cut off something that might be into the gap. There's nothing you can do there. So now, runner at first and second with 1 out. Here's McPhail. And there is a liner into center. And that's going to land in front of McKay. And that will not allow the runner to score. A hard hit ball. And now the Islanders have the bases loaded with 1 out. So McPhail, first pitch swing in there. That'll bring up Josh Myers.
Really good swing by McPhail there. He's
Yep.
hit the ball hard twice off Julio. Shot
And-
one right back up the middle, and McKay may have been able to make a play, but a ball right at you, you're not exactly sure if it's going to make it to you or not. And then the smart play there, knock it down and get it in, save the run, because if that ball's by, it's 3-3 with a runner on third base.
Absolutely. Again, you're playing with a little extra caution there, and that's going to draw a visit from Ironman pitching coach Terry Leggett. So again, critical situation here. The Islanders have strung together 4 hits in this inning. Has allowed, again, nothing you can do about some of them. The ball skips up over Keats, little bleeder into center field, hard hit ball mixed in, error on the catcher. Again, not really anything Jeff could do there. He threw the ball to the bag, got in the guy's feet. That's a tough error to have to swallow, but nonetheless, critical situation here is the Islanders have the bases loaded with 1 out, and Josh Myers at the dish. And there's a pretty dang good pitch right there, and Hernandez not happy with the call. And again, I think he's got beef there. I mean, that has been a ball, but in that situation, you're really looking to get ahead of a guy 0-1, so you can kind of understand Julio's frustration.
Yeah, never the time to shrink the zone any more than he has already tonight. Just keep it consistent, and that's been a strike at points tonight. So
absolutely, and that ball's hit in the air to left. Tang is going to have to go back, so that will absolutely be a sac fly. So the Islanders score a second run, and it'll be, wrong one. There we go. 3-2. Yep, there is YouTube, Mac. It's youtube.com/Chatham Ironmen. Let me...
Islanders still threatening here in the top of the 5th inning. First and second, we got 2 outs. Jack Kraft's going to be the hitter.
And that's in there for strike 1. So the Islanders continue to threaten here. First and second with 2 out for Kraft. They have scored 2 in the inning. Cut the lead to 3-2. Pivotal moment here in this one. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. A lot of run on that one away from Kraft from Julio, and now Julio quickly up 0-2.
Got to put him away
Got
early.
to put
here.
a guy away here 0-2. We've seen the Islanders have some great at-bats from 0-2. This cannot be one of them. That's just down and away there. A great pitch, but it was a ball. As some boos rained down, but that definitely looked outside. Also maybe a little low.
Yeah, no, I don't think that one was any question. The fans down the right field
Tense.
line.
Everybody's tense. 1-2. That's down. So he tries to go backdoor with the slider there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now as Kraft has battled back.
And you really don't want to go 3-2, Chris, because you don't want to give those runners a chance to get going.
No,
with 2 outs
not,
here.
No. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 5th. The Islanders have scored 2. Hernandez has the one he wants. Here it comes, and that is high and away. Ball 3.
I was going to try that timing play. This might be the time.
I can't see it. 2 out. Last, you got to go after the hitter here, I would say. I know he's getting a big jump out there. Full count, 2 out. The biggest pitcher of the ball game up until this point is right here. Hernandez comes set. He has the one he wants. Here it comes. Grounder out towards second. Mollison up with it, and he will make the play over to first, and that will end the threat. But the Islanders, after threatening in 3 of the first 4 innings, able to push a couple across in the top of the 5th. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here. Game 2 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League final. It is your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen 3, the PEI Islanders 2. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. As per usual here on an Ironman stream, you got your whole seat, but you only need the edge. Stevenson back out here again. The bullpen continues to work on both sides. We'll get to that in a second as Chris Keating steps in. That's away for a ball. Again, just a bunch of guys in the Islanders doing dancing and stretching, getting warmed up. Zach Goss getting hot and heavy down in the Ironman bullpen. There's a hitter hit back up the middle. That takes a big hop for McIsaac and a strong throw across, and that'll be the first out. Keating is retired. 6-3 on the putout. So that'll turn it over to Leggett now here with 1 out. Nick over 2. Had a hard hit balls last time into right center. Good sign here. Love to see Nick hit another hard one hard here. That's a half-hearted swing there as he was sitting fastball and got a curveball.
And Jordan's got a couple of those check swings from the Ironman early in counts.
Yep.
Usually on the first pitch, Ironman's hitting dead red, and he's been able to spin the ball quite effectively tonight.
And that's down. Oh, boys. So that's called strike 2. Much to the chagrin of pretty much everybody in the ballpark. And that is a hard hit ball into right center. It's going to be a long run for Kraft, and he's not going to get there. So that one falls in.
Pretty similar to the Pickett's
dumped one in the center, yep. And again, right, that situation, leg it up. You could see, Kraft and Pickett's playing back. And again, I think that, obviously it's cool here. The ball's not traveling really far. There still is a bit of a breeze blowing in. So that is just a ball that falls in no man's land. So now Watkins going to be up here. 1 out, 1 on here. Ironman looking to get the runs going again. And that is outside for a ball again. Stevenson, outside of the 2nd inning, has been able to control the Ironman here tonight. All 3 of their runs scored in that wild bottom of the 2nd inning. Islanders fresh off their only 2 in the top of the 5th. And that's high and tight for a ball. And again, much like we said in the top of the 3rd dig after the Islanders or the Ironmen scored 3 for Julio, important inning here for Stevenson after his team gets him a couple to try to keep it a 3-2 ball game.
Yeah, a lot of momentum obviously on the Islanders side of the field right now, and the biggest key for them right now is get Jordan to throw a 0 up here and get the bats back out.
That's
only
down
down
and
1.
away, and it's 3-0 here. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Those 2 runs brought the Islanders dugout, the Islanders fans who have traveled across the Confederation Bridge here tonight, gotten them into the ball game. Got to try to keep them there and then use your last 6 outs effectively. Goss has finished warming up down in the bullpen, and that's on the outside part for a strike, 3-1.
In a 1-run game, I'm perfectly okay, Jeff, taking that pitch on the outer half. Not a pitch that you're going to do a whole lot of damage with anyway, so still sitting dead red. Look for a fastball in the inner half.
And there it was, and look out. Oh, and that one catches a fan. That one hit off. I don't know where it hit off.
I think it hit the Islanders' bats, maybe?
It hit the bats or the edge of the fence, and then it clipped somebody in the back there. I think they're okay.
Jordan got himself back in the count here, 3-2.
Per sources, there was an attempted pizza delivery, but the pizza was sold out. Just letting everybody know. Pizzagate once again, folks.
Friday night, just too many pies being made. Too many pies being made.
That's right. That is hit high in the air. Kraft with the call, and he'll make the play for out number 2. And I will say, I can't see exactly who it is, but I believe that is Ben McDougall warming up in the bullpen for the Islanders. See if we can get a view of a number here, but just based on the throwing motion, I believe it is Ben McDougall getting hot down there for the Islanders. It might be something else. You're probably right. Either way, no piping hot pizza for the press box tonight. But per sources, an attempt was made, so we'll call it. I mean, what can you do? We have no time to eat anyway up here, Jake. We're too into this.
We got a ball game here.
Right, and that's inside to Cook here with 2 out, so 2-0. So 2-0 here to Cook. Have to imagine he might take a healthy 2-0 hack here. And he does and fouls it off. Getting to the later innings here. Bottom of the fifth. The Ironmen continue to lead 3-2. 3 runs on 5 hits for the Ironmen. 2 runs on 5 hits for the Islanders. The Ironmen have committed an error. Catcher Jeff Watkin. 2-1. And that is fouled back. And it's 2-2. Again, some good hacks there from Jake. Just unable to square it up.
And you have to think Jordan Stevenson's kind of getting to that magic 100 number for pitches. So,
well, again, we've seen the Islanders bullpen active here at a few different points tonight. McDougall looks pretty much ready down there as we're getting the sign in from the bullpen. And that is fouled away. And again, the catcher looks like Logan Gallant down there doing some catching, trying to get the attention of somebody in the dugout, maybe just to let them know, hey, he's ready. Just in case. Again, a game of chess here, a long series. This is only game 2, but a pivotal one. 1-1 versus 2-0. Much different scenarios, especially when it comes to managing your pitching. Here comes the 2-2 to Cook. And that is fouled back. So 4 straight foul balls here from Jake.
really good at bat. Jordan making some good pitches on the outer edge of the zone, and Cookie just able to kind of flick the bat at them and stay alive here, hoping to get one over the heart.
Just trying to square something up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bottom of the 5th. The Ironmen have a runner over at first. It's Nick Leggett, who reached on a bloop single. Has stayed over there. And there's a grounder up the middle. They'll go to second. So 4-6 on the putout. And that'll end the inning. So 5 innings in the books here at Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Ironman 5. PEI Islanders 3. And the PEI Islanders 2. It's 3-2, guys. It's 3-2 after 5.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. If you are looking for a space to host an event, our upstairs area has seating for 40 for your grad party, baby shower, business meeting, or private party. What better way to host than in a Miramichi historic landmark with awesome food and drink? Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the 6th here. Hernandez back out for his 6th inning of work. Score remains 3-2 Ironman. Logan McDougall steps in here for the 3rd time. That's a curveball for a strike. The 0-1, and there's a curveball that stays high and in. And what a ball game it has been so far. Lots of action on the base pass. Only 2 half innings where runs were scored. And that's a foul ball. Ironman with 3 in the bottom of the second. The Islanders with 2 in the top of the fifth. No team has scored any other runs. There's been some threatening, but 3-2 is the score. And that is fly ball in the infield. And that's going to be trouble. And McKay gets under that one as that one hangs up long enough for out number 1.
And another ball, Chris, that ends up in the Bermuda Triangle out there. It just kind of, that seems to be the landing zone tonight.
That one, a little more elevation on that one for McDougal, right, allowing McKay to come in and make the play. Also, again, and this is not a shot at McDougal, but you have to assume not playing as deep with the,
no, exactly.
7, 8, 9 guys at the dish. So
no, exactly.
Different little bit of a different situation. And that's in there for strike 1. And again, you look at where McKay's playing now, you look at where Tang's playing, obviously a little bit shorter in this situation. 1 out, number 8 hitter up. That is high for a ball. McInnes has lined out and popped out. Once to short and once to second. That is high for ball 2. So again, the Ironmen have their closer, Zach Goss, warmed up. Again, he warmed up obviously in the last half inning because he's out in right field. 2 balls, 1 strike here. That is a curveball in there for strike 2. So 2-2 is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. There is a bounder foul as McInnes stays alive. And we're going to get a visit here. Maybe just more of a game plan here, settle things down, try to get on the same page. Psychology of a battery in this situation, right? Tense moments, making sure you guys are on the same page. So we're back in here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. McInnes at the plate. Hernandez looks in, gets the one he wants. Comes set, rocks and fires. And that is a bounder out towards short third. And that is going to be picked up from Logan Walsh. And a great play from Logan Walsh. Put a star next to that one if you're scoring at home. The second out of the top of the 6th. A nice play from Logan Walsh over at third base.
Heck of a play by Walsh to go to his glove side there, slide, and be able to pop up and make that strong throw to first base.
Yeah, absolutely great play there from Walsh. So now 2 out here, and it's going to be McIsaac, the number 9 hitter for the Islanders. And there is a ground out towards short. And Keating takes a bad hop, makes a great play, and another great play! Couple of web gems from the left side of the infield. Get the Ironman out of the top of the 6th. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The score remains your Chatham Miramichi Ironman 3, the PEI Islanders 2 on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Logan Walsh, Charlie Mawson, and Zach Goss to face Jordan Stevenson. Back out for his 6th inning of work here. Has allowed 3 runs on 5 hits so far. Again, the guys towards the bottom of the order here, Walsh, Mawson, Goss, Tanger, have all had good at-bats against Stevenson. Stevenson has had to work, but other than the 2nd inning, he's been able to put up zeros. That's a curveball in there for strike 1 as Walsh was taken all the way. Again, if you're the Ironman, boy, oh boy, would you like to get some insurance. There's a good take. They appeal down to first, but nothing doing there. That'll even the count at 1-1. And that's outside for a ball.
And we talked all summer, Chris, about add-on runs late in ball games.
Yep.
So a big time chance here to add on in a very important
absolutely.
baseball game.
Absolutely critical here. You know, get a couple runs and then go get 3 outs. That is high for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike here, and you got to imagine Logan's taking a hack here.
He's not getting cheated if this baseball's in the zone. Promise you that.
That is down there in there for a strike. Okay.
Not what he was looking for.
No, not what he was looking for. Again, that's right at the bottom of the zone there. He's looking for something maybe a little bit higher up that he could elevate, but now full count here. Got to be hacking. Stevenson go off speed here. Now he goes fastball. Maybe setting up the off speed again. But the way Stevenson commands his pitches, no fear at all of throwing a curveball, slider, change up in a 3-2 count.
No, not at all. Can
Fastball there to Walsh. Now you got to imagine he probably goes something off speed here, try to change the timing up a little bit. And he does. A little funny one there, but Walsh able to foul it off. Looked like a change up there from Stevenson. So a great at-bat here from Walsh to start the inning. Has seen 7 pitches. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat coming here. That one is popped up in the infield, and McLaren has no idea where it is, and that's going to fall harmlessly to the ground. And again, that's one of those situations, Dig. We talked about this against the Alpines. Big crowd here, bright lights, everybody. All we could hear yelling from the dugout up here was up, 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 up. That doesn't
matter at all. No,
he knows it's up.
Yeah, no,
he knows the ball is in the air. Up, up, up doesn't help.
No, and we've seen it so many times. Saw it with Jeff last series, right?
So another full count pitch, number 9. And that is strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate. And again, that's been a strike all night. So Stevenson paints that one on the outside part of the plate for the first out of the inning. A good at bat from Walsh, but will go down with a backwards K. So that'll bring Mawson up here with 1 out.
But yeah, to get back to that pop-up snag,
Yep.
as a catcher, if you don't see it as soon as it goes up, you got no chance. Doesn't matter. Everybody in the park could be yelling at you, telling you exactly where it is.
And again, with a big crowd here, you got a lot of people yelling a lot of things. None of them very helpful. That's strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Again, Mawson, I think, thought that might have been down. There's a swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove. And it's quickly 0-2 here to Mawson. Looking ahead to the 7th for the Islanders, it will be the top of their order. As Stevenson tries to keep this game 3-2. 1 out here. Here comes the 0-2. And that is popped up. And that's going to be out towards the triangle again. And Kraft overruns it and has to go back, but he makes the play. So a fly out to the center fielder for out number 2. That'll bring Goss to the dish here now with 2 out. So 2 out. Number 8 hitter for the Ironmen up there, right fielder Zach Goss. That is fouled away as Stevenson goes to a slider on the first pitch. Again, game 3 of this series will be Sunday in Charlottetown. We'll be live on the Charlottetown Islanders or PEI Islanders Facebook page. There's a swing and a miss strike 2. Again, the guys do a great job. Chuck does an amazing job over there, pulling double duty, doing PA job, doing the stream. So make sure you head over to the PEI Senior Islanders Facebook page. Give them a like, as they will be broadcasting the games from PEI. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Stevenson lets out a yell there. So Jordan Stevenson has done his job here tonight. We go to the top of the 7th. He still needs his offense to do their job. As after 6, it is the Ironmen 3, Islanders 2.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Did you know we have happy hours 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m.? Come on by for a drink and a snack. We also have wing night every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. Head on over to our website, o'donoghues.com, to check out our full menu and upcoming event schedule. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So we go to the top of the 7th. Top of the order up here for the Islanders is going to be Dubois to lead it off. What's he done tonight, Dig? Hit us.
Dubois has flown out center field, singled, stole a base, and reached on a fielder's choice, made the third on the Jeff Air, scored the first of the 2.
That's right, the first of their 2 runs.
Islander runs.
One of the 2 Islanders runs tonight. Fouls that one off 0-1. Hernandez back out trying to finish what he started here. That's in there for strike 2. And again, the Ironmen do have Goss warmed up. Should Hernandez get into trouble. The 0-2, and that's in the dirt. Just down. Here comes the 1-2. And that is hit high and deep to right field. Back at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall. Goss gets it back in quickly. So Dubois with a leadoff double. And the Islanders have the tying run at second base here with nobody out. And Dubois put a big charge into that one. And again, in any other night, obviously we're looking, the wind, I just happened to look out and see that wind from right field has picked back up. That might be the only thing that kept that ball in the ballpark.
Yeah, really good swing by Dubois right there. Got a fastball or maybe a curveball, I'm unsure, but got the barrel to it and deposited it right in front of the Sam's Graphics sign. And now the Islanders got a runner in scoring position, no outs, top of the 7th.
So we'll see. McLaren not squaring. Again, will be interesting to see if McLaren look to lay one down here or if they're going to try to play for 2. Again, Dubois does have good enough wheels. Maybe he tries to steal it. Maybe McLaren was going to be given a swing. Again, this is where the chess game comes in, but it's 0-1. And that's going to be another blown pickoff play. As that one was airmailed into center field, and now the Islanders will now have the tying run at third base with nobody out, and that is the second pickoff play tonight that has ended up with the ball being in center field, and the third for the Ironmen in the series.
Yeah, just a play. I'm not sure Julio might have saw that Dubois was going to get back in and just kind of pulled the throw there, but that takes away the bunt. Infield's got to come in here, and McLaren, his last at bat, singled through that 5-6 hole.
And that is hit back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. And the Islanders have tied the game. And again, the Ironmen defensive miscues come back to bite them in the backside as this game is tied 3-3. Dubois has been the beneficiary tonight of some free bases, and that's going to do it for Julio Hernandez as Kevin Bowes is out of the dugout. And he will ask Zach Goss to come on here in a tie ball game. So Julio Hernandez will leave the ball game after throwing 6+, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits, and he will be responsible for what will be the go-ahead run for the Islanders over at first. So Zach Goss is coming into the game for the Ironmen. It's 3-3 here in the top of the 7th, and we will be right back on O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. So Zach Goss is into the game here to take over for Hernandez. He will inherit a runner over at first and nobody out with Duncan Pickett's coming to the plate. It is a 3-3 ball game. So Simon Dubois doubles off the wall and then takes third on a Hernandez error on a pickoff play gone awry. And then scores on a single by Cole McLaren. Goss, again, the Ironman pitching was very good in the Alpine Series, so Goss wasn't really needed. Inning and 2/3 in the playoffs. He's allowed to hit, no runs. He's going to be asked to play fireman here in the top of the 7th with Duncan Pickett stepping in. And Pickett turns around to bunt, and I think Watkin might have took that one in the head as Pickett's fouled that one off. I think Watkin took that one right in the side of the helmet. So fouls that one off for strike 1. Again, critical situation here. Again, the Islanders have battled back. The top of their order has done some damage here in the top of the 7th. There's still nobody out. McLaren over at first. That's high for a ball.
And Zach really good at coming into these situations and throwing strikes, pounding the zone. So really important for him to get into it early here and get a ground ball.
Absolutely. And that's a curveball in there. And where does that miss? Maybe a little high. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th now for the Ironmen. It'll be 9-1-2, I believe, Dig.
Yep, 9-1-2.
We'll see if Jordan Stevenson's going to get a chance to finish what he started. And that is fouled away. And again, we said Stevenson let out some emotion there at the end of the 6th. He did his job, and now his team has done theirs. But still some work to be done here as it's 3-3 in the top of the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Pickett's. Goss has the one he wants. Bit of a flash look over to first, and that is a great pitch. And, I mean, where is that? That is a fantastic pitch on that. inside outside, it's a great pitch. I don't know if it maybe was a little down, but again, that has been a ball all night, so not what you want to see in that situation. And there's ball 4. So now the go-ahead run will move up to second. And lots of negative
Lots of
energy.
life
Yeah,
in the
lots of life on both sides here.
Yeah.
Positive on one side, negative on the other.
And I don't think the Islanders are going to be asking Nick McPhail to bunt here. I think this is going to be a swing away situation. So
I think so too.
You really got to be on your toes if the Ironman defense.
And he is swinging away, and he fouls that away for strike 1. And that's high and tight for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. If you're Zach Goss, you need either a pop-up in the infield or something on the ground or a strikeout. Again, the go-ahead run out at second here for the Islanders, but the Islanders no intention of bunting. And that's called a strike. And that was a worse pitch than ball 3 to Duncan Pickett's, and it's not close.
No, that pitch to Duncan Pickett's I think is in the zone, but it's been a ball all night, like you had said.
He's
but
been the inside to lefty. It's been a tough spot to get a call tonight for both sides. And now Goss goes in there, and again, that's a great pitch, but just inside. And I tell you what, Josh Humphrey getting an earful from the guys down behind the backstop here.
Yeah, the Ironman faithful, no stranger to letting an umpire know how they feel, for sure.
Neither are we, but that's a different story for a different day. And that's inside for ball 3. Don't want to be getting any emails after this game. So a full count here with nobody out.
Big pitch here from Zach. Needs to have this one.
Right here.
Need to have this one.
And if you're McPhail, you're ready to jump on one. You know he's got to come with a strike. And that is lined back up the middle, and that's going to get by Goss for a base hit. The runner will hold at third again on a line drive. So it'll be bases loaded for the Islanders, and there is still nobody out. And we have seen Josh Myers in a similar situation earlier.
Yeah, not the part of the lineup that you want to be in if you're Zach Goss right now. Myers swung it pretty well. Had that sac fly back in the 5th inning.
Yeah, his last time up, sac fly when he was up in a bases loaded situation. Ironman pulling the infield and the outfield in a bit. Trying to cut off that go-ahead run. And there's a mighty swing from Josh Myers for strike 1. So nobody out here in the top of the 7th. The Islanders have scored 1 to tie it at 3 and have the bases loaded. That is outside for a ball.
In a perfect scenario here, you get a little tapper back to yourself if you're Goss, turn the double play. Excuse me, and then face Kraft with a runner on third.
Yep. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. There is pitch just up for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Now you're getting into situations where you got to pump a fastball.
Yeah, the Islanders hitters doing a really good job of getting into fastball counts tonight.
There's ball 3. So now you got nowhere to put them. So 3 balls and 1 strike here. Nowhere to put them. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So Goss with a good fastball there. Needs to back it up with another one here. Full count, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Islanders have the bases loaded. Josh Myers digs in. Goss with a long look in here to get the one he wants. And here it comes. And there is a pop-up. Hit towards the outfield. Tang is going to come in and make the play. And again, not deep enough to score anybody. So that is a gargantuan first out for the Ironmen. Now we're going to get a little discussion on the mound here to decide what they want to do. with Kraft coming to the dish.
And the issue with Kraft at the dish here with 1 out, you got to be almost positive you can make the turn on the back end of the double play.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're coming home with it right away to make sure that run doesn't score.
I'm going to be honest here. I mean, again, I am not a coach by any stretch of the imagination. I like keeping the play at the plate here.
Yeah, no, I think the corners will stay in, the infield halfway, and if a ball's hit hard.
Yeah, and you can see Charlie has kind of backed up to a little in front of his usual position. Keats kind of even with the baseline. Again, I think this is a situation where you wait, you try to get two if you can, but obviously that guy coming home from third matters. And there's a mighty swing from Jack Kraft. Jack and Zach, too much going on.
Tough matchup
Jack
going
and
on.
Zach and all kinds of Macs on the field. It's stressful situation up here, Dig. Our first finals game ever on the stream, and boy, has it not disappointed in terms of dramatics. And there's strike 2. So 0-2 now. And again, 3 of the Ironmen, 4 infielders playing in. Charlie Molleson's playing deep at second. Again, that's probably likely with the lefty at the dish. So 0-2, exactly where you want to be if you're Goss. And that's in the dirt. Watkin with a great block there.
Really good job by Jeff there to keep that ball in front of him. Obviously, a pass ball right here is really, really detrimental. So
want to thank everybody who's out there watching on Facebook, on YouTube. Record viewership for the stream here tonight. Want to thank you guys all for the support. Want to thank O'Donoghue's for sponsoring the stream. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out. Top of the 7th. Yeah, the Islanders have the bases loaded. Goss has the one he wants now and comes set. Here comes the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 massive outs for Zach Goss. And now it's going to be 2 out for Logan McDougall.
Got Jack to expand the zone there, but you can't lose your focus if you're Zach Goss.
Absolutely.
You have to dig in right here.
No easy out here with McDougall. Be the first righty that Goss has faced. There's a slider in there for strike 1.
Good pitch to get ahead by Zach.
The 0-1. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. The Ironmen 1 strike away from stranding the bases loaded with nobody out and giving themselves a chance here to walk it off in the 7th. Goss has the one he wants. Here comes the 0-2. Fouled off, and Watkin. And that one did not hit him in a place. And Jeff is down, and he is hurt bad.
Not a whole lot anybody can do for Jeff right at this moment. He's just got to take a couple deep breaths.
And Jeff is down here at home plate. And a raucous Ironman field has fallen completely silent. And we're going to get Jeff attended to at home plate here. They're going to try to get him some water here from the dugout. So we're going to take a quick break here, folks, while they attend to Jeff Watkin behind home plate. And we'll be back in just a second. So Watkin is up to his knees here. And looks like he's going to stay in the game. Got some water. Got a bit of a break. Again, critically, he's going to try to catch one here from Goss just to see. And he's going to give him the nod, and he's good to go. So
That'd be the one that Goss spikes 85 feet, and Jeff's got a block right after it.
and Goss asking him to come out to the mound now. Give Jeff a second here to walk it off. Yes, that's a good call. So here we go. We're back in. Watkin going to stay in the game here after wearing one pretty hard, and that's all we're going to say about that. So again, back into the critical situation. 0-2 here, 2 out, top of the 7th.
Got to focus back in here and make a really good pitch.
Lock back in, right? The drama is high. Goss has the one he wants. Here it comes. Bounder foul at the plate. And looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th for the Ironmen, it'll be 9-1-2. Lantang, McKay, and Keating, the scheduled hitters. 0-2 again. After McDougal's fouled a couple off, here it comes. Fouled that one back. Look out. Right into your living room, folks. Surprised that one didn't send the... Well, actually, it did a
little bit of an adjustment on that camera.
Listen, you know what? I'm not climbing out there and fixing her now. If she would have blew her off the thing, you would have just had to listen to the sound of my voice.
It would have been radio commentary only.
So McDougal has fouled off 3 in a row here. The count remains 0-2.
Really good job by McDougal to stay alive here. Goss throwing a couple of really good pitches on the outer half.
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes another one. And that one is nubbed to right, and that's going to be caught by Nick Leggett. So the Islanders do get one, but Zach Goss, after loading the bases with nobody out, gets a pop out, a strikeout, and a pop out. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Ironman Field. It is a tie ball game, 3-3. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tie ball game, bottom of the 7th. And it's going to be the number 9 hitter, Andrew Langtang, who's had some great at-bats here tonight. Jordan Stevenson still in the game for the Islanders, as the bullpen fires back up for the Islanders here. That's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. And it wouldn't be an O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball Live without some sort of dramatics, but this is a level that we have not seen, Dig. And Tanger with the bunt, and that's going to be a tough play out in front. Stevenson throws it over to first, and he makes a great play. 1-3. Myers picks it out over there, so Tang is retired.
And I think he's looking to take that bunt with him a little bit towards first base, and unfortunately just hops right to the pitcher.
One of those situations, right? Obviously, Tang handles the bat really well, trying to get it down, trying to make something happen, maybe them throw a ball down the line. So now it turns it back over to the top of the order for Mike McKay. Mike's going to step in here again. 4th time through the order now for the Ironmen. That's a curveball in there for a strike. So McKay and then Keating and Leggett. Tyrell Hebert would hit in Jake Cook's spot, having entered the game to play right field after Goss came in to pitch. There's a mighty swing and a miss. McKay has had a hard time catching up to that fastball tonight. He does have a critical hit in this game for the Ironmen, a 2-run double, sandwiched around a couple of Ks. And it's 0-2 here. And there's a high fastball for a ball.
Good pitch by Jordan. Mike swung at that one a couple
Yep.
times tonight.
Absolutely. Get into one here. And that's outside for a ball. And again, if you're the Ironman here, base runner, need a base runner. Any way you can, wear one, run one out hard. 2-2 here to McKay. And that ball is hit back up the middle. McIsaac over to get it. Going to have to make a good throw, and he does. And he makes the play for out number 2. 6-3 on the putout. Get the speedy McKay, and that'll bring up Chris Keating. So here comes Keats. I believe Diggy's over 3 in the ball game. A couple groundouts and strikeout.
Yep, you got it.
Oof. Hard to believe my brain's working at this point, folks. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And that is high and away for ball 1. Nobody warming in the Ironman bullpen, so this is going to likely be Zach Goss back out for the 8th inning if it should continue. That's a change up on the outside part of the plate for a strike. As Stevenson battles back, it's 1-1. And a mighty hack there from Keats. And Stevenson fired up on the mound. What a battle here between 2 New Brunswick Senior Baseball League legends. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. That is outside for a ball, maybe a little high. A great 1-2 pitch, though. Quiets everybody down just for a second before they all get fired back up. 2-2, 2 out here, bottom of the 7th. And that is outside for ball 3. So now a very important pitch here. Stevenson to Keating. Full count, 2 out here in the bottom of the 7th of a 3-3 ball game. That ball is popped up. McLaren over, and he will make the play. So the Ironmen go quietly in the bottom of the 7th. So it's going to be free baseball here in game 2 of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Score 3-3.
Ironman Baseball Live is brought to you by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Come by and try one of our new menu favorites, the tot of the morning to you. Mayo, lettuce, tomato, egg, bacon, cheese, and 2 tater tot rings, all on a brioche bun served with home fries. How can you pass that up? We have brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until noon. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub.
So here we go. Extra innings here now. Of course, no foolishness with the runner at second or any of that garbage.
No, I don't think that would go over too well in the New Brunswick Senior
Straight
League.
up extra innings here. Top of the 8th. Goss back out here again, came in a basically unthinkable situation with nobody out, and the Isles had the winning or the go-ahead run. I guess it would have been the winning run technically now at first. Ended up loading the bases and then got a pop out, a strikeout, and a pop out. Now he's got a fresh one here, and he gets the 8-9-1. McInnes, McIsaac, and Dubois here in the top of the 8th. Looking forward to the bottom of the 8th for the Ironmen. It'll be Leggett, Watkin, and Hebert. That's down Broadway for strike one. So again, high dramatics here in game 2 and crucial game in this series. And that is looped into right. Hebert back and then in and then makes the play. Looked like he might have lost his footing there just for a second, but a F9 to start the inning. And again, I mean, if you're the Islanders, right, a chance to come back here. You score 1 in the 7th late, win a ball game, go home up 2-0. Dream scenario. If you're the Ironmen, you know, a chance to win a tough ball game here and make it 1-1. I mean, everything to lose here for both of these teams.
Yeah, what a momentum swing this will be either way, right? The game is completely momentum based, right? And for the Islanders tonight, if you can get up here and sneak one and then have game 3 at home with a chance to go up 3-0, like, there's no better spot to be, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is high for a ball. So 1-1 here to McIsaac. Again, both teams critical situations here. Nobody up in the bullpen for the Islanders. And arguably, Jordan Stevenson just threw his best inning of the ball game there in the 7th.
Yeah, no stranger to getting better as the game goes on, Jordan. And he has seemed to have found another gear here in the late innings.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 balls, 1 strike here.
Ryan McIsaac did not agree with that strike call from home plate umpire.
He did not. So 2-2, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Goss with a bit of a quick pitch there. That one gets popped away. Again, left the leg kick at home. Neither team with the bullpen going at this point. 2-2, 1 out here, top of the 8th. That's in the dirt. So a full count here. What a situation this would be if the Islanders could get the number 9 man on. Have arguably their hottest hitter, Simon Dubois, step to the dish here with a runner on. And that is hit down the first baseline. That's a fair ball. And McIsaac's going to go for 2, and he's going to get in there easily. So a 1-out double for Ryan McIsaac, and now the Islanders have the go-ahead run at second base here with 1 out. And I think the thing is, picking up the extra base there almost assuredly means that Simon Dubois is going to see for the free pass here. You have to think, right?
I don't know. I think that you...
And they are. Absolutely. Again, right, 1 out, sets up the double play. Dubois hit the ball hard a couple times, got a couple hits tonight.
And a guy in McLaren, like I had said, that, you know, of the 4 on the top is probably the best double play candidate.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, McLaren, no slouch in his own right, but, you know, you're playing the percentages there. You're setting up the double play. Obviously, Dubois had that big double in the 7th that, you know, led to them tying the game.
Yeah, McLaren.
Dubois has been a problem for them. And again, McLaren.
2 for 3 on the night with a walk and 2 RBIs, runs scored. So very productive night at the dish for him.
Again, this is sort of pick your poison here, I guess. So 1 out, runners at first and second. Let me put that runner at first. Do my job here as producer. And that's outside for ball 1. 1-0 here, top of the 8th. Islanders with a couple on. That is outside for ball 2. That is a pitch that has been a strike the majority of the game.
Yes, no, I think that one, if we look back, is probably one that has been
more often than not. Just a little bit too far out there. Now it's 2-0. That is there for a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike here, 1 out. Islanders and runners at first and second. Cole McLaren at the dish here. Again, had the RBI single in the 7th that has tied this ball game. Has a chance here to have an RBI single to give the Islanders the lead. And that is looped into left field, and that is going to land harmlessly foul in the Islanders bullpen. So it'll run the count to 2-2. Just taking a deep breath there.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all,
it's
pal.
the heart rate's pumping right now.
Yeah, it is. I don't even want to look down at the old watch. 103.
And
2-2.
climbing.
There is a looper into right. Hebert is going to have to go back. He will make the play, and the runner will bluff a tag and will think better of it. So McLaren flies out, and that'll now be 2 out, and Goss will face Duncan Pickens. And still dangerous here for the Islanders. I mean, I feel like you could say that at any space in their lineup. But again, first and second here with 2 out. Goss trying to battle out of trouble again. There's a curveball called ball 1. Tried to bring that in back door, and it didn't work.
Pickett has been on base all 4 times, 3 walks and a single tonight.
Yep. 1-0. And there's a ball outside. So it's 2-0. So again, Pickett has had a good game, seeing the ball well at the dish. And the single he had was a blooper into center field. And there is a pop-up in the infield. And we'll see it. And they're going to call it foul. They're going to call it foul. And that is going to bring out, and again, it does nothing to do with, so here's the situation, right? They're going to say it was foul. And here the thing is that it has nothing to do with where the ball touches the ground. It has to do with where Logan Walsh contacted the ball. Correct, Dig? Yes, no, maybe?
No, I believe you're right. The umpire at third base has the call because the ball went
behind the bag.
Behind the bag. So it's his call. He called it a foul ball. There's nothing else that can be done.
And the thing is,
believe
that ball, to me, that ball only landed in fair territory because of the contact that Logan Walsh
made contact in foul territory.
Again, it has nothing to do with where the ball lands, and if it's touched, it's where the contact is made.
Yeah, exactly.
And the third base umpire, in his determination, said the contact was made
in
foul territory.
Yep, exactly. Another life here for Pickett's.
Yep.
Obviously, if you're the Ironman, that's an unfortunate break. Logan Walsh can't get a hold of that one. The wind blowing it around up there.
Absolutely. And that is fouled back. So 2-2 now. I'm sure there'll be some people going back and watching that one, depending on the final result of this at-bat in this baseball game. So 2-2, 2 out here. And that is down for ball 3.
Runners are going to get a head start here.
Yep, absolutely.
Obviously, going to be much more difficult to throw out McIsaac running from second with
McIsaac runs pretty well. So getting a jump start out there, I don't think that's going to be any problem for him to score on a ball to the outfield. He'll turn around to second just to see if he can catch him sleeping. And the Ironman's Achilles heel tonight has been pickoff plays at second base.
Yeah, 2 really costly ones.
2 that have resulted in additional free bases for the Islanders. 3-2, 2 out. And that is hit in the air to left. Langtang and McKay converging. And they hit each other, and the ball hits the ground. And the Islanders will score 2. Again, mistakes will kill you. And just a lack of communication in the outfield between Langtang and Mike McKay. And what could have twice been the third out of this inning will result in an error and 2 runs for the Islanders. That is an absolute kick to the gut.
Yeah, just a play that can't happen. 2 very, very sure-handed outfielders.
And we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach, Terry Leggett, here. And again, obviously, we can't hear what's going on out there. But it's just, Langtang and McKay got close to each other, and what was a fly out to left center falls to the ground.
Yeah, just disaster, unfortunately. 2 balls that would have got you out of the inning with a tie game. So goal's the same thing. You got to get this next guy right here and hope that the Sticks can get you back in this ball game. You still have 3 outs to work with, and a team that we've gone to say time again uses all 21.
Well, now they're going to
24
outs or more. So again, you got to refocus here if you're Zach Goss. And I'm sure that was the message that Terry Leggett brought out was, listen, we still need to get an out and then try to get some runs. And that has popped up. Walsh will have another chance. And he makes that play, but an error by the Ironmen leads to 2 runs for the Islanders, and we will go to the bottom of the 8th. Last kick at the can for the Ironmen, and they trail 5-3. So we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Islanders put on 2 in the top of the 8th by virtue of a fielding miscue. And it'll be Leggett, Watkins, and I believe Tyrell Hebert. We'll see who comes out of the dugout here. Again, the Ironmen, should they tie it and continue, they don't really have any other options in the outfield. So I would expect Hebert to hit. But the Ironmen need 2. Or they will be down 2-0 in this series. And that's a curveball from Stevenson. And again, what a gutsy performance for Jordan Stevenson this has been. I mean, he threw 40 pitches in the second inning. He's probably thrown 50 pitches every inning since then. Combined.
Yeah, no, he really locked into this game. And, at 8 innings now and still kicking, doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
I believe he's up to 8 or 9 in a row retired. I mean, he's gotten stronger as this game has gone on. And that's on the outside corner for strike 2. Again, the Ironmen have to dig deep. They have been the comeback cardiac kids all year, but this is a tall task here, needing 2 in an extra inning against a guy who has been locked in since about the 5th. That is high for a ball. The only thing here, obviously, again, at this point, Stevenson has to be 130, 140 pitches into this ball game.
Yeah, no, he's definitely up around that number, but
and that is hit in the air to center. Kraft doesn't have to move very far, back a few steps, and that'll be out number 1. And it looks like we are going to see Tyler McKay come out to the on-deck circle. So Kevin Bowes is going to roll the dice. Bring McKay up to hit after Watkin here. Worry about who plays the field if he has to worry about who plays the field. So that'll bring up Watkin. Watkins had a few good at-bats here tonight. Not a whole lot to show for it, but he has had some good at-bats, some good counts. That is inside for ball one. Again, this series will have an off day tomorrow. Game 3, Sunday night on the island. Game 4, Monday night back here. We will be live, Dig and I, 8 p.m. That is on the inner half for a strike. And that's high for ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike here, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Ironman needs some base runners, or at least a base runner, to get into a situation where you have the tying run at the plate.
A bloop and a blast, as they say, Snag.
That's right. That's right. That's why you get paid the big bucks, Dig.
Got it all, kid.
2 balls, 1 strike here. That is on the inner half for strike 2. So 2-2 now. There's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Watkin goes down. And the Ironmen are down to their last out. And they will send a pinch hitter to the plate here in the form of Tyler McKay.
And Jordan Stevenson wants to get that bat going out on the mound. He is chomping at the bit.
Yeah, he's, listen, I mean, again, when you're as locked in as he has been the last, again, 4 innings or so, why not, right? Again, I mean, he's been virtually unhittable. The Ironmen haven't had a base runner since what, the 5th?
Since the 5th,
4th?
yeah. Last one would have been Nick's single in the 5th.
He starts McKay off with a strike. There's a foul out of play. So the Ironmen now are down to their last strike. Again, the Islanders faithful who have traveled across the Confederation Bridge and the Islanders dugout sensing victory here. 0-2 with 2 outs. Stevenson's got the one he wants. Here it comes. And there's a foul back as McKay stays alive. And if McKay could reach, Logan Walsh would be next. McKay had a massive hit in Game 5 here against the Alpines. A 3-run double, which basically put that series away. The 0-2 again. And there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Islanders will take a commanding 2-0 lead here in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League Finals and dig a game that I think if you're the Ironman, you feel like this one kind of slipped through your fingers.
Yeah, you hate to take a lead into the top of the 7th inning and unfortunately unable to close the game out there. And then an unfortunate error in the top of the 8th allows the Islanders to keep the train rolling. This team they haven't lost a baseball game in a very long time, Chris. And
yeah.
It's a pretty confident group down there, and the Ironmen have dug themselves a very deep hole here in the final. But like we've said all summer, if there's a team that can come back, they've been down all summer, it seems like. It's a team that has come back and shown that they're not afraid to be down. So you just got to regroup and hopefully get back.
And the thing is, you got to win 4. The Islanders have won 2. And you know what? I mean, if you're the Ironman, hey, it's 1 game at a time.
Yep.
You take your day off tomorrow. You make a trip to the island on Sunday and you say, okay, we got to win this game. You got to win the game on Monday. You know, you have a good 24-hour stretch and then you're right back in the series.
Yep,
You
exactly.
got to put this game behind you. You got to put the 3 errors that we made that were all very costly tonight. You got to put that behind you. You got to turn it around, and you got to come back Sunday, and you got to try to get back in the series. That's all you can do is one game at a time. So that will do it for this game. Again, the Islanders take a 2-0 series lead by virtue of a 5-3 extra inning win. Game 3 will be Sunday night over on the island. Again, the Islanders Facebook page will have the stream for that. Dig and I will be back Monday night, 8 p.m. for Game 4. So on behalf of the best color man in the business, Jake Dignam, I am Chris Jardine, voice of the Chatham Ironmen. Want to thank everybody for watching tonight on Facebook and YouTube. And, of course, we want to thank our sponsor, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub, for continuing to support the stream. We'll see you Monday night. The final score, Islanders 5, Ironmen 3, as the Islanders take a 2-0 series lead. Take care and enjoy the night.